cute. What the hell is this? I thought I had strength in self-control and discipline compared to others. It did help me live a smoother life. Maybe that's the reason I was assigned to Porcubus's containment unit. Porcubus? Yes, Porcubus! All right, you generated lust. Congratulations. What the fuck? You just threw that over there. I want to inspire with Splash Inspire. Use the god toilet. It's right there. It's a naked dance. It's not a shit where you like dance. Come the fuck on. You know, I have the realization actually relating to the whole skeleton thing. I'm technically an AI VTuber. Given my whole backstory I built, I was sitting there a couple of days ago and I was like, yeah, I kind of play up the skeleton thing every now and then, make some in-character jokes. And I thought for a second, I was like, wait, my backstory is I'm from a video game. I'm technically an AI VTuber. I'm not a skeleton VTuber, but I'm gonna live in denial and continue to claim I'm a skeleton VTuber. I'm gonna live in that denial. I'm gonna live in my little dream world.
Hungry? Thirsty? Horny?
All three of those were at an equal level of enthusiasm. Hungry? Thirsty? Horny? There was no variation. All right, equip the secret weapon. The naughty nightwear. Hang on. with the space helmet on, I'm into some freaky shit. What is this? Toe of the Ice Gore. Freeze all, sure, why not? Feet for free? Just have the grippers out? No cost? In this economy? Maybe we try and get another normal result and see what happens. All right, let's see. Oh, hello? Request? Wait, what? Request? What am I requesting? What am I propositioning you for? Hello, sir? Do you provide services? I mean, you know, you do kind of look like that, like, ooh, shady back alley rogue, kind of does anything for money, kind of a fella, don't you? What the hell does that mean? Fear. I have fear. Oh, what is what is this? Okay, I'm gonna ignore that for now and keep working on this thing. What does that even do? I don't even know where to begin with that. Oh my goodness gracious. So my hello welcome chat. Hello. Let me get some music going. I don't have it playing yet. Hang on. Hold please. There we go. Turn that down a little bit because I think that's a little loud. Not the right vibe we're going for during a chill painting stream. But yes, hello chat, hello. Captain Lasagna. Welcome. Hope y'all are having a fantastic Thursday evening. Or whatever time of day might be for you. Welcome. We're almost done with the week. Non-binary. Welcome as well. Hope you're all having a good Thursday. We're painting Reclusian tonight. We're doing some chill painting because this week has been hell, and I need to take some time and decompress. Work has been a nightmare. I'm tired of it, and I want to just paint my little duder here. Let me see if I can get him to work. You want to focus on my Reclusian. You want to focus on the Reclusian. No, you don't. You want to focus on this thing. What you want to focus on. Whatever. We're painting the Reclusian. So the plan is today. There is no plan. There's never a plan. I'm just winging it the whole time. Well, part of the plan is actually I want to take some white, some Corax white over some of these darker like parchment bits here, so I can kind of go over them a bit more with the skeleton horde, just so it can show up a bit better rather than it being just this. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but like there's this weird dark patch here. That's because when I primed these, I didn't get enough white on the front. So what a zenithal is, you prime it one color, typically usually the darker color, and then you take the lighter color and you go straight down and then kind of at a 70 kind of degree angle around it. The problem is I didn't quite hit the front enough with this guy. So it's basically just pure black primer underneath this here. So it doesn't show up that great with a super light contrast like Skeleton Horde is. So I want to go back over that with a little bit of white to try and make it look more like parchment, kind of similar to how it looks for these here. The shade will help, like, wow, I can't speak properly. The shade will then, like, the contrast itself will add its own shading, so kind of help with that and be kind of good to go kind of a thing. Austin, welcome. No plan's the best kind of plan, right? Exactly. You know what they say, taxes and your son, jeez. Etsy's a dangerous place for my wallet. That's fair. I recently discovered that my my public library offers 3D printing services. Which, if you ever want to 3D print something, check and see if your local library offers 3D printing services. Which is bad news for me, because now I don't have an excuse for not getting like STLs for like ODST like heads that I want to use for my guard. Because I want my Imperial Guard, my Astra Militarum are Halo themed. And so I was like, well, I don't want to buy the STLs, I don't want to buy the heads themselves. Like, I want to get a 3D printer at some point for like cosplay and like conversions and things like that, or like customizing my models. And there's some ODST heads, some pretty good ODST heads that you can buy like STLs for, and like you can buy the physical heads actually printed ahead of time for you, ahead of time for you. But I was like, no, I don't want to take that. I don't spend the money on it because it's like a huge upcharge. But now I discovered that my library can do 3D printing, and that's a problem. Every time we can't unfuck Thanksgiving turkey cheese. Isn't there a reference like Eat the Fockers or something? I don't know. So Phantom King, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a lovely Thursday. Your brother and nice. What, just another skelly? Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on this. First things first, I want to get some white on this so I can let it dry, so I can maybe do the Skeleton Horde later tonight. That's my hope, at least. I'm just gonna take some Korax white and just go over it. I gotta really shake this up because it is separated like you wouldn't believe. Sorry for making that joke. Still know how I see. Yeah, well, this is just my like PNG GIF-tuber kind of thing. I could, actually, isn't today International Taco Pirate Day? Hang on, I might have something for that. That's a good point. It is International, I think it's International Taco Pirate Day. Let me double check. Maybe I should wear a pirate hat. Actually, it was in fact today. So let me grab something, because that's a fair point. We can wear a pirate hat. Let me see. Pirate hat. Let's add a pirate hat, just because why not? Where is that gonna be? Really invested in some black oil paint and paint spirits. I've heard it makes shadows really pop on miniatures. I've heard oil like shading is really, really good for like really intense shadows and things like that. I'm too afraid to try it myself, but yeah, I've heard it's very good for adding like really intense shadows, or like if you want to do like a comic book kind of style. If you want to do like the edging, like the edges of different parts of your models, it's very good for that as well because it's very intense. I made the Grim Reaper, Grim Scythe, and the Reapers made everything. Jeez. You know, way to the one. The story's made nice. God King Pool! Welcome to detail-oriented. How does the Gundam building? Well, it's not Gundam, but we haven't even started yet because I'm getting a pirate hat. Toast! Welcome! Own stream. Hope you have a lovely Thursday. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. Well, God King Pool. I'm grabbing a pirate hat because it's International Taco Pirate Day, and I figured I should have a hat for that. Where is it? This one? Is it this one? No. This one? No. I don't know where I saved that now.
You know what they say, Clive, taxes and uranium makes the $336 trillion in debt go away, Captain. How do you let it get that bad? Nano machines and capitalism, son.
Capitalism. Nano machines, son. Hang on. I had a pirate hat. It's in VTube Studio, but I'm not using VTube Studio tonight. Here's a question. Of the 4 primary Chaos Gods, which one do you think you would worship? If you were to find out all 4 are real, it could definitely grant you the ability to associate with them. Oh, that's a fantastic question. They all suck in their own unique ways. Their own special, unique ways. I'm gonna download this PNG that I've already used, and we're gonna have a pirate hat for the night. 10 shadows technique, nice. Golly, what was I saying? What was I talking about? I was talking about shadows and oil painting. Look, pirate hat. Let me just put this over here. I think actually what we need to do is we need to have it be a little askew. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Someone I know made dark Cthulhu Gumball Forest. Oh, nice. Anyway, Goggle, sorry. I got distracted trying to find this pirate hat. While I'm shaking my Korash White. That's a good question. I try to be a very clean person, so I don't think I'd want to go with Nurgle. Just because that seems like a bad time in general. Slanesh, thank you for the bits, lasagna. Thank you. All that 5 minutes for me to get a pirate hat. Slanesh, I feel like would say something about me as a person, which is why I'm not gonna pick Slanesh. That leaves Zinch and Korn. Zinch seems like the most... I don't know that much about lore about Zinch, if I'm perfectly honest. Zinch feels like the most chill, if I'm perfectly honest. I don't know if they are, but they seem like the most chill. Korn, I would be afraid that, like, I would suffer the nails symptom that Angron has, would be my biggest thing. Hang on, also Goggyball, I missed your thing here. Personally, I would probably go Nurgle's the only one that actually cares about his followers, and Billy probably the best one to use. I'd probably use an inflict anti-hero justice on the weakness of the worst can, you know what? Fair. Nurgle would be kind of chill, but the thing is, like I said, I like to be a clean person, kind of a thing. So like it's like antithetical to what I like. I don't like being filth. I don't need that much white. That's why I didn't take too much here. But that is a fair point that Nurgle's the only one who does care about his followers. Good old Papa Nurgle. Isn't the Great Horned Rat technically a Chaos God too? Though I know negative information about the Great Horned Rat. So yeah, that I don't know. I think I'm on the stream. Nah, I don't think I will. This has nothing to do with Sans. We're just gonna be painting this little fella up. No, except for mod or streaming. Yeah, we can put like links in our own chats, kind of a thing. Korn's probably the one that requires the most active worship. You always have to be striving to become a greater warrior. Slashes the layer that got indulgence where discovery don't change. Yeah, that's fair. And like that's the thing is like I feel like, you know what, I guess that's fair. Nurgle would actually be the most chill. I was trying to think about which one would be the most chill. It would in fact be Nurgle, I think. You're kind of right in that Korn probably would be like would require the most effort. But here's the thing. That's good motivation. It's good motivation to constantly improve yourself, become a better warrior, and whatnot. And I'm gonna be honest, Slanesh just seems like a bad time. Like I was joking about saying like I feel like if I said Slanesh, it would say something about myself as a person. I wouldn't pick Slanesh anyway, just because I feel like Slanesh is a bad time. From the little bit I know about Slanesh. But like I said, I also know negative information about the Great Horned Rat. There's something that was too much tripping. I mean, I don't know. You don't have to be sick to be a miracle warrior. You have to be constantly degrading. So a lot of death card users do literally rot their head. That's fair. Chaos gods will be around. Yeah. Isn't there like so again? Okay, I know like very little about the lore of Warhammer at large. Honestly, both 40k and Age of Sigmar. But isn't there like a theory that the Watchers, the little things that like follow Lionel Johnson around, like, isn't there a theory that they wanted Horus to win because then that would have meant the downfall of humanity, and that would have like starved the Chaos Gods essentially? The guy in the tutu is strong as hell. I don't know who that is. There's a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters. Base 6 primary Chaos Gods, the 4 that we know about: the non-canon Malice, who's the Chaos God of Rebellion, and Upheaval, who constantly wants to overthrow every other Chaos God, to populate the Emperor. Yeah, I knew that there was a theory that the Emperor of Mankind was a Chaos God. I could swear the Great Horned Rat was technically a Chaos God. Well, now I need to look it up. Son of a bitch. Great Horned Rat. Now, granted, this is Sigmar. This isn't 40k. Okay, hang on. This Reddit thread from 6 months ago says the Horned Rat has always been a Chaos God, but apparently with some new lore, it I don't know. This is like there's some stuff like where so apparently there's an excerpt from the Warhammer community article. At the same time, the Great Horned Rat has struck a deal with Archaon himself and ascended to his rightful place as a full 5th member of the Chaos Pantheon, somewhat to the chagrin of the erstwhile 4. So it sounds like, as of 6 months ago, at least in Sigmar lore, there are 5 Chaos Gods. The Great Horned Rat has another. Is it really? I didn't know that. Except now it sounds like that's a 5th one? But then that would mean that I don't know. Demons feel almost no fear, but when they kind of little guys, they actually feel stronger fear. Oh, man. I mean, it's the Skaven, where they, like, even the Chaos Gods are, like, watching, and they're like, what the fuck are they doing? Like... Anyway, yeah. Again, I know next to nothing about, like, I know very little Warhammer lore, right? But I remember I was watching, I think it was Tom and Ben, and they were talking about Sigmar lore and about how the Skaven, like, got a Skaven to the moon, and the Chaos Gods were like, what the fuck are they doing over there? Like, it baffled them. Raymond! Welcome to stream. The Great Horned Rat may have changed in lore, but I always thought it was another name for Nurgle. I'm pretty sure they started in older lore since the Chaos Gods existed. Both more for the same gods, just different dimensions. Yeah, that's the confusing bit. Like, I thought they were a different thing. Also, Captain, to answer your question, I've been thinking about it. That said, while I don't necessarily have my streams left for 18 plus, the Discord will be 18 plus. I do not want to run the risk of having minors in a more private, like, space as a Discord. I don't want to have minors in that. So that if I do make a Discord, it will be 18 plus. I'm steady confused for 2 minutes of hearing this lore. Look, Austin, I just like the models and I like playing the game. I know the lore bits. I picked up bits and pieces from like watching Tom and Ben from the Yogs cast, or like watching like different battle reports and things like that, because I do not know anything about lore regarding Warhammer. I just like the models and I like playing the game. What did I want to do next? That's a good question. I think I wanted to touch up. I wanted to get. I think there's. Maybe I actually got it. Never mind. Maybe it's time I did the Celestia Gray on the shield here. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. See, I'm gonna shake this up. I'm covering this because I'm afraid, because I have like a breeze from my fan that comes and goes straight right here, and I think that's what was causing it to curl so bad. Let's see. Got about 20 minutes. Oh, you're good, Raymond. Thanks for stopping by regardless. This game just ran soldiers using the bios like it got like it is. No, yeah, Skaven are their own thing in Sigmar. Now we'll produce another Skaven. Interesting. Got about more for it. Fair. I've been more into Warhammer for about a year now. I got into 10th edition, and then Sigmar 3rd edition shortly after that. So kind of a thing. So yeah, I don't know that much. I've watched like battle reports and things like that, and that's where I picked up little bits and pieces of lore. And like I said, Tom and Ben, potential brand risks, though actual brand risks now apparently, because they got actually sponsored by Games Workshop fairly within the last like year or so. There's some audiobooks. Oh man, they are amazing. I've heard some of them are good. My biggest issue is that there's like 23 books in the Horus Heresy. Like, goodness gracious. Is the lore me that I have an interest in, so I just read a whole bunch of lore and do it. That's fair. I've never been a huge lore guy. I pick up bits and pieces kind of a thing, and I use that to inform some of my decisions. But I'm when it comes to like games and like the things I enjoy, it's like vibes based kind of a thing. It's kind of like, oh man, I like this. There's like 90 of the Horus Heresy? I'm sorry, I thought there was only like 20 something. Goodness gracious me. Trying to check out the Celestial Grey. That's too many. That's too many books. That's far too many books. Do I want my 0 or do I want something smaller? I think I want my 0. When it comes to lore, I know, like FNAF, I get a whole bunch of the lore. Then you get to, that's the thing, is you get to the FNAFs, you get to the Warhammer, where it's just, like, just actual reams and reams of lore and stories and everything, and it's all intertwined, and there's side stories upon side stories upon side stories. But, like, the biggest thing also is that, like, there's the apocalypse, yeah. When people die every second, more people are born until we meet again. Have a good one, Raven. Thanks for stopping by. That's honestly kind of a haunting message to leave off of. Overpopulation, it's a problem. But also you have to like look at like Warhammer has 30 plus years of lore built into it. It has decades of lore, and just keeping up with that, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm good. Warhammer has a horror line of books. I'm not surprised about that, actually. I feel like Warhammer hits all genres pretty well. Brain Pod and Bone and Flesh, it doesn't make sense. It's like left with again. Thanks for stopping by, Captain. Have a good one. If you are dipping. Ulrich, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. Hope you're recovering well. We're just painting some Warhammies today. Some Sigmarines. Well, a Sigmarine, but yeah. But yeah, no, there's so much lore to Warhammer. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I feel like the one thing that they don't really touch on too much is comedy, and even then they do, because you get like the Infinite and Divine and the Keophas Cain books. Then you get some like comedy kind of in there, right? Yeah, I gotta 5:30. Goodness gracious, yeah. You gotta go get sleep if you need to. Because Flazzle, because of Blood Bear's gonna test. Interesting, huh? Let's go. Ah, gotcha, Captain. No, I just started putting the gray on. Why did you redeem the hydrate? Give me half a second to get this on here. I feel like that's too watery. It's like, it's flowing weird. Alright, hang on. Let me take my sip. Have a good one. Raymond, if you are dipping, have a good one. Take care of yourself. Let me take a sip real quick. Everybody take a sip for the hydrate. or my Pokemon water bottle. Recovering well? Good to hear it. More incision about the 5 months. Goodness gracious. Well, I hope it goes well for those 5 months. That's insane. It's just really watery is what it is. I almost guarantee I'm gonna have to like retouch up some of the like the shield field colors on this, but that's fine. Okay, let me get down in there a little bit. I'm having to focus, I apologize. I'm gonna have to touch up the chain, I know I am, but I want to do my best so I don't bleed too much over. Phew! Sorry. You didn't grow to paint my you're still on the same figure for multiple streams. Because I'm very slow, is all it is. Raymond, you alright? What's your favorite way to cook chicken? Oh, that's a fantastic question. Just snap the tip of its head off. It'll require some super glue. And all these little spindly bits. I'm like half tempted to just break that off, but a little bit of super glue will fix that right up. I'm a very slow painter, is why. To answer your question. I feel like watching this, you see how slow of a painter I am. This also isn't my preferred way of painting. I don't like focusing on a single model like this. I like to do batch painting. Basically, I take a whole bunch of these same or similar models, and then I apply them one color at a time. So in the case of the Stormcast, I would take like a whole bunch of them and do like all the steel helm silver, and then I would do all of like the yellow and then all the orange and all the red kind of a thing. That would be my preferred way of painting these, but I don't think that would make as good of a stream because it's just the same color over and over again. At least at the end of this series. I also need to get some super glue in the paint. I need to touch up that thing I just dropped and split. Anyway, sorry. Favorite way to cook chicken? I don't know. Frying it in oil. It's pretty good. Like a chicken katsu kind of a thing. That's pretty good. Anyway, I'll be right back. I need to go get some super glue. Well, not super glue, Gorilla Glue. Which isn't great for models, but fuck it. Do another figure. I'm going. paint it with fast. You definitely use it. I mean, this is the thing. Here's the thing. This is like the only model I've been painting for my Stormcast. I have like a couple dozen more that I need to still get through. Let's just get a little bit. We don't need a ton because it's such a tiny little thing. So I'm just going to use a toothpick to apply the glue where I want it to go. And then we just put that back up there. Well, that's it for a second. Just need a tiny bit of glue there. I just used Sharpies years ago when I was a kid. I don't know if they make these anymore. I think they do. I think I saw them in Walmart the other day. They had the scented markers, which were really just teaching kids, yeah, it's fine to sniff markers. Never understood that. I remember like thinking, even back then when I was a kid, where it was like, why did they make these? Why did they? This just encourages kids to sniff markers. I think once I apply the shade back here, because you can kind of see the back of the shield there. Oh, excuse me. Like you can see the back side of the shield, kind of a thing. But yeah, still got the stupid slime. I'm sorry to hear that, DJ, but welcome. Hope you're having an all right Thursday. We're just painting some Warhammies today. I'm trying to get some more progress done on my Reclusian. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday, though. Whatever time of day it might be for you. Alright. On this, the detail on this shield here, because it's a little funky. I'm also gonna have to 100% like put some more yellow on here because it's kind of streaky. Get the scented pencils, they came in little tubes. I love those. I feel like scented pencils wouldn't be that bad. Go back to the grave at school. That's fair, Raymond. Have a good rest. Take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping by. That's not good, DJ. Goodness gracious. I hope you're doing all right. Boy, that is so liquidy. Like the yellow's a little streaky down here, so I'm gonna have to, though yellow tends to be really streaky, so yeah, on the weekend stream, hell yeah, we'll be doing more Cult of the Lamb on Saturday. See how that goes. My weekend's gonna be so busy again. 2 D&D days. One Saturday night, and then one Sunday morning. I'm going to be so busy. Luckily, I'll have Sunday afternoon to hang out, but, you know. Paintball, yes, but I mean, paintball's fine. I've never been paintballing, to be fair, but that's because I've heard horror stories of people getting, like, just utterly fucked up because a paintball broke their visor or something. Kyle, welcome. Welcome to stream. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. What painting? We're doing painting. We're still working on the same damn Reclusian. But we're painting, damn it. We're gonna make progress. And I hope you're having a lovely time of day for you. I'm wearing a pirate hat because it's International Taco Pirate Day. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, if you have the pressure turned up too high, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. He's got a little, his point's a little askew, but that's fine. We don't judge here. Mostly because it's my own fault. The problem with having to fix up the yellow is that then I'm going to have to be careful and be weary of hitting the Celestial Gray again. That's kind of the beauty about painting, is that you can always go over it. You might lose a little bit of detail, but you can always go back over it, kind of a thing. So hard to be careful with this, because it's like, it's the tiniest little bit here that I'm trying to re-hit. It's funny, I've been seeing all these other VTubers going like, oh yeah, I'm going to TwitchCon. Here I am on a Thursday, painting a Warhammer figure. In case any of y'all are wondering, I'm not going to TwitchCon. Sorry, there was some stuff that I noticed that I wanted to touch up. Okay, yeah. So it cost 13 for brews to make the birthday kid mad because I'm square in the eyes. Goodness gracious, yeah, no, that's not great. I'm playing Death Road to Canada while watching the stream. I've heard of that game. I don't know much about it, but I've heard of that game. What else I want to do? Right, the moon. The mun. Yeah, I've heard of Death Road to Canada, but I don't remember much about it. I think I watched... Who did I watch play that? Did I watch anybody play it now that I think about it? How do I know that game? I'm like running through my catalog of people that I watch. I'm like, did this person play it? Did this person play it? No? That's a shame. Good old shaky hand over here. Major Millers, I messed up my sentence. That's fair. I don't use like speech activated anything. I don't like it. My cousin brother when I was a kid. I don't know about I was a kid keeping the face next to black eye. Goodness gracious. Bouncy castles to do that. They're dangerous. They'll get you. I almost broke a kid's nose on stage when I was in high school. We were doing like this fake little fight scene kind of a thing. And he like, it was supposed to be like a fake punch kind of across the face kind of a thing. And he leaned forward when I did it, and my elbow just caught him across the front of his face. This was like halfway through the show, so this kid had to like still be on stage for most of the show. I felt so bad. But only so bad. I didn't really like that kid. What is... I was experimenting if I wanted to make these spikes a different color. I think I do. Annoyingly. Just a little too much of the dark gray, kind of just across the axe itself. I keep like pulling in when I have to remember I need to be like in view of the camera to some degree. Yeah, it breaks it up a little bit. Unfortunate. Because it means I have to do it on all these freaking spikes. Oh, I can't see. Oh, my eyes are failing me. That's what happens when you get old. Anyway, we're not grabbing much about the black eyes. I don't know that happened. I got that's fair, yeah. That's the thing. When you get hurt when you're younger, it's easy just to forget about it and move on. You gotta move on with your life, right? Then you get to like your late 20s and you suffer the injury that then just kind of alters how things work. I hurt my I hurt like my hip, my like hip flexor. I was working out one day and I was like, man, I'm kind of sore there. And then it hurt for like 3 months afterwards. I never went to the doctor for this, mind you. I never went to a doctor. But this was like 2 or 3 years ago now. And it still is really tight and really sore. And I just live with that now. I'm planning on doing some like stretches and stuff for it to try and get it to be not as bad. But like even now, I sit cross-legged. I sit cross-legged like in my like computer chair, which for a man in his 30s probably isn't a great thing. But That's just I don't like sitting in this chair in particular normally. Do you try a chiropractor? My grandfather practiced what he referred to as Swedish massage, and I don't know if that's what it actually was, but he was basically like some level of trained in chiropractic. And like he would like fix my neck and my back and things like that a lot when I was younger before he died. But now I've like looked into chiropractic and like whatever benefits it might actually offer, and it's basically like a homeopathic treatment. It actually doesn't do anything except like alleviate pain in your neck and back kind of a thing, right? Anything in theory you would go to a chiropractor for, you should be going to a physical therapist for like long-term solutions to your problems kind of a thing. And so like even though I grew up with a level of chiropractic help, I don't trust it anymore. Also, like the number of people who have their necks broken by their chiropractor, it's not huge, but like it's always a thing where it's like that's always a possibility. Your chiropractor could just twist your neck a little bit wrong and then you're paralyzed. Like, oh my god, it does hurt sometimes when I do it for long periods of time. Yeah, I mean, like the thing is I have to adjust every now and then because it gets too much for my poor knees. But I will default to sitting cross-legged. Which, like, at one point, or at a certain point, I take pride in the fact that I can still sit cross-legged. Because I remember when I was growing up, when my mom was in her 30s, she, like, couldn't. And she always lamented at, like, us kids being able to sit cross-legged and whatnot. And now I'm in my 30s and like I can still sit cross-legged all the time. Here's the captain. It's all right. You're okay, Captain. I'm gonna be honest, I'm dumb. I didn't even really see what the insult was. I was scared to go to chiropractor. I didn't know if I want to go to one. I mean, like I said, for like short-term kind of a thing, they can help. They do help my wife because she has like kind of a fucked up shoulder. Fucked up shoulder and a fucked up hip. Like from when she was born, basically. Like, they like tugged on her shoulder the wrong way when she was getting born, and it just fucked her up for life. And basically, it's like things will drift like an inch or two out of place, which is like kind of huge in your body. So they'll like get him back in, but I don't know. I just, especially like neck stuff, I don't think I'll ever go to a chiropractor again because of my own paranoia of getting my neck twisted. Fuck, I can't see. Balls, man. Didn't suck it up. It's not that bad. Oh, gotcha. Oh, you're fine. It's whatever. At least it's whatever for me. I wouldn't say to do anything like that in chat. Like 2 other people in chat. It's whatever. Okay. I've been rubbing some of the yellow off here, and I need to kind of fix it up because it looks like kind of like shit. I also need to do the second layer of yellow on this anyway. What I'm seeing is I just need to do more yellow. Is what I'm seeing. Yellow it is. Which is this Averland Sunset. Let me shake up the paint real quick. Come on. Slapping my hand. Ugh, okay. Man, so I've been seeing, like, Twitch has been going a little nuts on, like, banning VTubers recently. I don't know what the deal with that is. But I'm calling a little bit of bullshit out. One, well, here's the thing. I ain't got nothing to, like, I mean, like, you can see right through me. Right? I ain't got nothing to, like, really violate TOS and, like, honestly show something on screen that is inappropriate. But it's just nutty to see, like, some of the shit that, like, flesh tubers get away with on Twitch, and then you have VTubers getting banned for, admittedly, some sort of like racy or like raunchy looking thing, like outfits, but nowhere near as bad as some of the other shit like other people get away with. I was thinking to stretch my body. Everybody stretch. Really paranoid. There's a chance I swallow. Totally. I got you. That's the thing. It can happen. The chances are not zero. A chiropractor will break your neck. That is a fact. If you go and have them adjust your neck, chances are non-zero. You could get paralyzed. Yeah, it's just some bullshit. Like I saw like Zentreya from VShojo got hit with a warning, and like a few other people have been hit with warnings or outright bans. And it's like, come the fuck on, Twitch. I do more, seriously, sometimes. The thing is, it's not. Like, I've been watching clips about, like, what people have been referenced as, like, oh yeah, I got banned for this. And it's not bad at all. Especially when compared to some of the other things other people get away with. And here's the thing. This is in no way, like, shaming people who do that kind of content. The problem is the hypocrisy in Twitch itself. Which means with some VTubers. Yeah, like, and it makes no sense, again, comparing to what other people, what live streamers are doing. And again, this is not shaming. This is calling out hypocrisy, I guess. Now watch, I'm gonna get banned for calling it out. But that's why we Twitch. That's why we also stream to YouTube. Man, it's just insane. Like, I know Twitch has some weird, like, I don't know, vendetta against VTubers. I don't know why, but think about it, I guess. Real user, it's fair. It's just nutty. Again, it's the hypocrisy of it. Oh, we're gonna ban this VTuber for showing a little bit too much of their model's skin. But then you have people who are like basically naked on stream and they're fine. Like, I saw some screenshots of some people who, like, they were nude on stream, like on Twitch, but they had like a chat thing covering them, like overlaid over top of them. And it's like, really? You're gonna ban the VTuber, but you won't ban this. Again, not shaming that work. Get that bag and whatnot. But I don't know, it's just nutty. gonna do a skeleton. I'm just gonna show right. Though I suppose, in a certain sense, I'm bearing it all at all times. Twitch, don't ban me. I'm just a skeleton. I'm just a skeleton. I ain't got no belly button. I couldn't think of a word that rhymes with skeleton. I need to touch up some of these down here, because it's just ass is all it is. Viewers are down because of the way they actually make money by putting some chat bumps on the stream to close and make them be like, yeah, it's bad. Again, the hypocrisy, not that kind of a thing. We're just touching up some yellow here. We're just touching up some yellow here because it's... These bright colors are very difficult. They smear they streak very easily. Speaking of inappropriate content, they streak very easily. So it's kind of difficult to make it smooth. That's not too bad. Are you painting the stream? No. I can almost guarantee you I won't. Just because I'm very slow. And there's actually still a remarkable amount to be done on this dude. Like, the thing is, like, the bulk of it is done, but now we're getting into, like, the detail work of finishing things off. And thus, we have more to do. Oh wait, I wanted to do the yellow on the shield also, forgot. But yeah, I can almost guarantee I'm not finishing this dude this stream. Maybe next week, if we're lucky. But yeah, I can almost guarantee I'm not finishing today. Details. There's our shadow. That's fair. Hey, take it easy. Sit back, relax. Have a lurk. I should add a lurk command. I know a lot of streamers have a lurk command. I should add one for anybody else who wants to enter lurk mode. The thing is, I'm so socially anxious that I don't even use like other people's lurk functions, because I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna pop in and then I'm just gonna hang out. I don't need to hit that lurk mode. I'm lurking. It's fine. It's a big gray that I got here that I want to hit. Ooh, details? Yeah, that's what we're working on right now. Trying to get all these details done. Thank you. This is the thing. This is why I have a pile of shame of models that I haven't painted yet.
If 50 bits out toy!
Because it takes me so freaking long. Thank you for the bits. Can you hear those, by the way? Because when I check my VODs, they don't play. So anxious really badly, especially at conventions when there's like a special program. Nice. Okay, okay. Maybe it just doesn't play on the VOD. I changed some settings, so hopefully it'll play on the VOD. But I don't know if it will. Because again, I don't know. Things are fucked. And I don't know what I'm actually doing most of the time. Alright, let me cover this up. I wanted to get a little bit of Mephiston red because I wanted to get the flames on the tip of the axes here. But yeah, no, like my own social anxiety, I'll enter into like other people's streams and they'll have a lurk function and I don't use it. I'm just like, I'm here. It's okay. I can hear. Okay, that's good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for confirming on the YouTube side of things. Sound alerts should just go through because it's funneled through OBS, but yeah, I'll check through the VODs and there's just nothing. I'm so confused every time. I don't know if that's a sound, like if that's a sound alerts thing or what, but it's annoying. So these dried clumps of paint that get dried along the rim of the paint pot. This tiny bit of red that I just grabbed is for the tiniest tips of flame on the axe head here, on the back of the axe. For these teeny tiny little parts here. Just to give them that last little bit of, this is supposed to represent fire. Giant hands. Let me do what I want to do. Okay. Okay. Well, that's one axe head. Really is like the tiniest bit of red, but whatever. Let's get the other one going. It's like, it's very difficult to see with these brighter colors and the light, my light off to the side here shining on it. What you doing, camera? Just saw it try and autofocus on something. Ghost. Ooh, spooky. There we go. Please take a break to listen. Go listen to the song that's stuck in your head. I encourage you to. It's often the only way to get a song stuck, get out of your head, is to go listen to the song. Go listen to it. Okay, I'm gonna let all that kind of dry. I'm gonna hit the parchment down here. You can actually see it now. This little parchmenty bit here that I painted white at the beginning of the stream. Where's my skeleton heart? There it is. Let me shake this up so we can get the parchmenty effect that I want on it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pop that elbow back into place. Contrasting is so cool. Like, you probably won't be able to see it, but like just doing the Passover with that, having it like fall into the creases and have it like do the shading for it. It's so cool watching it work. Which is just like the most like nerdy fucking thing about this whole system is watching contrast paint flow into creases and crevices. Let me see if I can get it to focus. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. Come on. Come on. Look at him. Hey, look at that. Like the little parchment there. It's still wet, obviously, but it's so cool how it works. Maybe we do the second wave on second gray on the back of the shield here. Yeah. Honestly, we're actually getting very close. I still do like the rock and like the skull and everything down here, but we're getting real close to being done. Astoundingly close. Oh, we still got like an hour to go too, damn. Will we be close enough to get done? Probably not, but we're getting there. We're definitely freaking getting there. I'm still gonna touch up some things here and there, like the brass here needs to get a little touched up, but it's not that bad. For a limited fashion with the Yakuza games recently, I've heard they're great. I've heard they're fantastic. I haven't played them yet though. For the Yakuza franchise is one that I hear, like, because I watch a lot of Ray Narvaez Jr. He freaking loves those games. I've heard they're very good. Working quick today? I mean, kinda. The thing is, we reached a point where it's like, I don't have... I mean, I have a lot to do still on this guy, but it is like a lot of just detail work, rather than like blocking in the major parts. So I don't know if I'm working quick or if it's just I had like bits that weren't going to take that long to begin with to do. I'll never give myself credit for this. They're still yellow though, I need to retouch up. I just saw it. Peak comedy and action. That's supposed to be that one Metallica song? Was it Metallica that did that song? Is it Guitar Hero? I don't know. I don't listen to Metallica. But yeah, no, the Yakuza games are supposed to be very, very good. And I just have not played them yet. My favorite Persona games have looked good, at least to me. They're pretty fun. I played 4 and I played 5. I've heard 3 is very, very good though. I heard 3 was good even before like Reload was coming out. My wife really liked 3. Or really likes 3, I should say. But I've heard it's also very good. I just haven't taken the time to play it. But yeah, I've had the thought of like, maybe I should stream the Yakuza games, but I don't know. One, I'd be playing that game for like a year. Because, well, maybe not. Isn't 0 like a 20-hour game? And like Kiwami 1 like a 40-hour game? Now granted, if I played that for my Saturday game, that's still like 10 weeks, but... I played freaking Lobotomy Corporation for like 12, so... It's not unheard of for me to play a game that lasts a couple months on stream. Hell, Cult of Lamb, I think we're on like part 9 or something, so... But also I know like those story kind of games tend not to do too well unless you already have a bit of a following. And again, while I don't want to play games that will only do well like for stream, I still want to play games that will be good for stream, right? I have Elden Ring stream, bro. Could be long as hell. I don't think I will ever play Elden Ring if I'm perfectly honest with you. I have little to no interest in Elden Ring. I like watching Elden Ring, like, streams, but not because I care about Elden Ring, it's mostly because I'm just like, oh, just watch this, fuck it, who cares? Yeah, I have, like, negative interest in playing Elden Ring. Now, Bloodborne, I'd probably play on stream. I love Bloodborne. Bloodborne's great. But one, I don't have my copy of Bloodborne here, which is a bit of a problem if I want to play Bloodborne. Okay. I need to touch up some of the metallic bits. I need to do that, which requires a different brush. But mostly the chain along the back here, and I think a bit of the brass on there as well. A little bit of the greave. Honestly, I think that might be about it. Oh wait, no, I put some, I want to make there's a marking on the head of the guy here. I don't know if you can see it. I can try and force it to focus. It loves these things. I guess it's because they're like a bright color. There's a little marking on his forehead there. I want to paint in that brass color also. So that's what I'm going to do as well here. Which we will use this little feather here. That is my non-metallic water. This is my metallic water. Again, you don't want to mix your metallics and your non-metallics because you can get metallic flakes in your non-metallics, which then then they start behaving weird. You'll get weird metallic bits to your non-metallics that don't look too great. Even then, technically, this Iron Warriors and Grey Knight Steel aren't metallics. Games Workshop notes they're metallics with the white cap, but they're like close enough that I don't care if they're if it's a non-metallic, and they honestly kind of behave like a metallic anyway, even though they're not technically a metallic paint. But explicitly, this has like little metallic flakes in it, I believe, which is why it comes with white cap and why it's technically a metallic paint. These other two are just base paints that sort of look metallic-y. I think. Not 100% sure on that, if I'm perfectly honest. Games Workshop has kind of some funky ways of classifying their paints when it comes to bases and metallic and non-metallic kind of a thing, but that's why I don't overwhelmingly care that my Iron Warriors and Steel Warrior, Grey Knight Steel, get some metallic in them. I use my hand here to try and like agitate it a little bit more, so I can have it impact. It sends the paint sloshing and then it goes back out. I don't know if it actually works, but screw it. Okay, these are the 3 paints I'm going to be using for the foreseeable future, i.e. the next 20 minutes. Let's start with the Grey Knight Steel. Yeah, let's start with the Grey Knight Steel. I don't need a ton, because I'm just touching up bits that need it. That's a funky smell. Don't know how I feel about that. I opened that and that was just chemical smell. Don't know how I feel about that, but nothing much for it, huh? Okay. Let's go ahead and get this going, touch up these little bits that I need to get touched up. And I'll be able to move right along. Honestly, with the Grey Knight Steel, it's basically just this greave, I think, that I wanted to hit a little bit. I'm not doing much else anywhere. If I'm watching on YouTube, that's okay. Imagine how I feel up here. I'm kidding. I think that's all I got. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, I just remembered I was gonna... I got invited to the, a skeleton VTuber Discord. Exclusive club, I know. I'm legitimately actually very excited about it, because I'd heard about it, or seen, like, tales of it, kind of a thing. My social anxiety will probably not let me participate too much, because why would it? But, it's very, I got a message, and I was like, oh, what's happening? I'm in the club. I'm officially part of the Skeleton VTuber Club. I was gonna post on that and be like, hey, I'm streaming, kind of a thing. But I always feel bad using those self-promo channels, because at a certain point I'm like, oh, I don't wanna promote myself over anybody else, kind of a thing. Even though I know that's what it's there for. But yeah. You know how it goes. Also, it's a weeknight, so like it's gonna be quieter. But as long as you're here, I appreciate you. And even if you're not here, if you're watching on the VOD later, you know, putting this on in the background while you're doing something else, I appreciate that as well. But, 154. Goodness gracious, yeah, that's really bad. I had to, years ago, I was going to work at a warehouse job. But you had to do a physical, like, aptitude test, I guess. Basically, you had to go in and prove that you were capable of doing the work that they were going to ask of you. And it's like basically like running in place, doing some jumping jacks, like lifting 50 pounds or whatever it was. And I think it was a physical therapist who was like doing it, because I had to go to like a hospital to do it, kind of a thing. And I did it, and I remember the dude taking a long time to like look at my results, and just kind of sitting there like, all right, whatever, it's gonna take a minute. And he comes to me and he goes, you feeling okay? And I was like a little winded, but I wasn't like that bad. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. What's up? Everything okay? He's like, your heart rate is really high, like much higher than we normally see. You sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, no, I'm a little winded, but I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. He's like, okay, I mean, you don't seem like you're dying. You seem, I mean, you're not keeling over or anything like that. So, I mean, I guess if you feel all right, yeah, you're good to go. I did get the job. Like I was cleared to fly, so to speak. But I just remember the guy looking and sounding so very concerned, and like I didn't think about it too much, because again, God, like, this was like 8 years ago now, I think. Might have actually even been, yeah, no, I think it was 2016. I remember because it was a few months before I got married, because my previous job had like closed down, so I had to like get a different job. But anyway, or maybe right after I got married, whatever, I don't remember. But like thinking on it now, the guy sounded very concerned, like almost to the point where like I think he was one step away from saying I need to go to the hospital. And it's not like I was even like, it's like I wasn't bullshitting him. Like I wasn't like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm okay. I legitimately was just like, yeah, no, I'm fine. And like, but like he was so very worried. Now that I think about it, as it probably shouldn't be that funny because it probably means I have a horrific heart rate, but whatever. Okay, let's get a little up here as well. Some of the tips of this thing have been kind of worn off with my hand, with my my sweaty palms, rubbing them off. I wasn't there for my heart rate. Well, I kind of was, but that wasn't the main thing. But the reason more. That's fair. Yeah, don't need to share. Because your heart rate's too. It was. I don't know. I don't know how fast it was. He didn't tell me how fast my heart rate was, but it was fast enough that he sounded concerned. Which, like I said, is kind of funny now. But I also have my heart rate regularly checked every week, because when you go and donate plasma, at least the place I go to, they donate plasma, they check your heart rate and your like blood pressure and everything like that. And it's not that bad. I used to be so anxious when I would donate plasma. My heart rate would regularly be like in the 90s, which is pretty high. But it's calmed down a bit. Sorry, I need to get a closer look at this because it's weirdly lit. Really lit, bruh. Anyway. It's the high heart rate. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, no, that's fair. You know, I get you. I get you. You're sure you're not part of Rabbit? I've played a Rabbit character in D&D. Maybe. He was great. I had so much fun playing as him. Because I got to be kind of an asshole. Yeah. I don't even think I want to do a second coat on that, honestly. I think I'm just going to leave that as is. I like that. That's good. I like that brass there. So I'll just switch. Nice. Welcome to YouTube, Captain. Okay. Well, I'm not at a point where I can, like, start doing washes or anything. I gotta let all that dry, kind of. But I think at that point what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit, like, these rocks and, like, the skull down here. That way we have some more little details kind of going. And then maybe we'll get to washes tonight, actually. I don't know if we will, but maybe we will. And that would be pretty dope. Some washes, maybe some dry brushing. I think... So my plan is, when I do the base here... So, if you don't know anything about... non-binary. Thank you, thank you. Everybody take a sip. So here's the thing. When you do models for Warhammer, you need to do your base. You can't leave blank bases. As far as etiquette goes, a blank base means your model is not actually finished. My plan for this is I'm gonna do a desert-themed base for my Stormcast Eternals. It kind of works with their whole fire scheme, and I kind of just wanted to do a desert base. One, for a couple of reasons. My Gravelords are kind of swampy, maybe wintry kind of base type of thing. Very muddy, very barren. I might add some snow effects to it at some point in the future. I haven't decided yet. But, so they're kind of wintry themed. My Salamanders, I'm going to be completely unoriginal and make them lava themed, because every Salamanders player uses lava bases, and I cannot break tradition at this point. What else do I have? My Guard are urban themed, so they have road bases on them. And so I want to do something different for these guys. I have a thing of sand that I use for my Guard bases. Actually, here, I'm gonna go grab my Guard so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Be right back. Okay, I returned. Just a question, was that rabbit character wearing a hat? No, he wasn't. He was not wearing a hat. He didn't wear hats because of the ears. But here's my Gravelord bases, and it's going to be kind of hard to see, of course, because there's things that it wants to focus on more than the thing I want to show you. Focus. Focus. Alright, it's not going to. But you can kind of see... It's kind of like a muddy kind of base idea right around there. Similarly with my Guard, he's on a road. You know, he's got the strip. He's standing on a little platform of basically broken road. And so this is what basing is. Like, you want to add a little bit of more, like, have your models tell a story. Using the base and with the model, like, color scheme and everything like that is. So with my Stormcast, I'm basically going to take probably some similar little brush that I use for the Gravelords, for that skeleton, and like maybe put one or two on here, and then I'm gonna take some glue, some just basic white Elmer's glue, put it across the base, stick them in the sand, and kind of just shimmy them around a little bit, just get some sand on there, tap it off, then we're good to go. But at that point, the rock color I want to use for the rocks needs to complement or be sort of deserty colors. I can't just go with like the gray that I would normally think with a rock. It needs to probably like be like brown stone or like a more yellowish kind of a stone color. So honestly, actually, the skeleton horde, and I think I have Wildwood are probably the two that I'm going to use for my rock colors. Maybe not the Skeleton Horde now that I think about it, because I have a skull here that's going to be Skeleton Horde. But the Wildwood for sure. And I'm not sure what else. Maybe I'll just do Wildwood on this one. Just be a bunch of brown rocks. They're just rocks. It's not a huge deal, if I'm perfectly honest. That said, I want to paint this skull white, so it also pops a bit better with the Skeleton Horde when I paint over it. Put this here, Korax white. Just so it pops a bit better. Because otherwise we'll end up with another situation where it's just very, very dark and the skeleton type color won't show as well. So I'll paint this skull first. And then we'll do the Wildwood contrast over the rocks. Honestly, in certain circles, this Korax white probably works pretty well as just a skull color if you want like a bright white skull. But I like that like kind of like tan-ish kind of color for bone. That's my preferred bone color, which is why I like my skeletons are a little bit more. I mean, they all use Skeleton Horde, so they're all more of a darker bone color than a bleached bone kind of a thing. Again, hitting my palm. Because the sound might be a little bit suggestive, and I don't want Twitch to come after me. Use the color for shade notes. Thank you for the bit. Thank you, thank you. This Wildwood is a pretty intense contrast, though, if I'm perfectly honest. Like, even at its lightest, it's pretty dark. But it'll work. It's fine for my purposes. Golly, I can't see. Hang on. Funny bit of trivia about this model in particular. He didn't fit on his base, or he didn't fit according to how it's supposed to fit. So his foot down here, whoa, nothing is in focus. His foot right here is supposed to be on the base, but with the Skaven Tide and basically any like kit things that you get from Games Workshop will be monopose, and they'll use pegs for the bases. Most Warhammer models, if you buy them out of their normal boxes, won't be. You can kind of adjust them however you want on their bases. But the Skaven Tide ones, much like the Leviathan box that came out last year for 40k 10th edition, had these pegs that you stuck them on. And this guy on his peg didn't touch his right foot is supposed to be on the base itself. It didn't reach. It didn't reach. So I took some of the rocks I have from a terrain making kit that I have, and improvised a couple tactical stones for him to be standing on. Just so it didn't look so shit. My advice is fair. Bruh, welcome to stream. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. First time watching one of your streams, I like it so far. Glad you like it. Glad you enjoy it. The Thursday streams are a little different. I know, no gameplay or anything like that, but it's an excuse for me to paint some of my pile of shame when it comes to my Sigmar models. But welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a lovely, whatever time of day it be for you. I'm trying to paint around the skull because I'm going to be using a lighter contrast color on it, and the darker contrast will positively fuck it up. So I need to be a little careful with it. It's not the end of the world if I get a little on there, but still, I want to be a little careful. Let's get back there. And let's get just around you a little bit. In theory, there will be a fuck. I said I need to be careful with the skull, and I immediately touch it. You know what? That's not the worst place. It can be fine there. I don't think anyone would notice anyway. Am I going to touch it up with the white anyway? Yes, because I will know. I discovered this subreddit fairly recently called the Society of Hidden Paint. And basically the whole concept is when you have like models that have like an interior. So like in 40K, like your vehicles or something like that, or you might have like a Gundam that has like the cockpit that you can like kind of, that's the internal part of it, right? Or you have like a part of the model that gets covered up by another part. So like with Gundams, you have like an armor piece that goes over the main skeleton, right? But the Society of Hidden Paint is people who, they know that's there, so they will paint it meticulously and then seal it away for no one to see ever again. A very popular one are the Chimeras for 40K, because they have these little details in there and everything like that, and then you seal it all up and you never see the inside of it again. But so it's those little things where it's like technically like the Society of Hidden Paint would be like the back of the shield here that's strapped to his back. I would paint that first and then attach it to his back and I know it's painted. I'm not that obsessive, but there's a little dot on the back of the skull. Am I gonna leave it actually? I'm gonna leave it. Never mind. I said I was gonna do it, but now I thought about it, it's like, maybe that's the wound. That's where the hole is. I was going to paint it, and then I said, no. Yeah. Do some skeleton horde on that Korax white over the skull now. The skull is probably not completely dry, but it's dry enough. Let's go ahead and put this skeleton horde over top of you. Just like that. Some basic kind of thing. Good to go. What games do you play? Like regarding to Warhammer or just in general, bruh? I play Sigmar more than I play 40K. I actually have never played a game of 40K despite having guard models and a combat patrol box and the Leviathan box. I haven't played 40K yet. I got into it, I wanted to get more into it last year when 10th edition was first launching, and I never had a chance to. Primarily because, one, social anxiety, and I'm terrified to go to like a local gaming store and play it. I know people in town that I could like approach and be like, hey, want to play 40K? And I just haven't. Because again, I don't know them that well, kind of a thing. I have played more Age of Sigmar, though I haven't played for a while, and I haven't played since 4th edition came out. I played 3rd edition in a league a little bit last year, or earlier this year, actually. Played a little bit of that, and so I'm more experienced with Age of Sigmar than I am 40k. But I'm looking to get into 40k, just so I can start playing it more, because I like 40k, I like the Guard, I like all that kind of stuff there. I play Soulblight Gravelords primarily for Age of Sigmar. I actually have 2,000 points worth of Gravelords I can play, whereas I only have the Skaven Tide Stormcast Eternals. But yeah, that's what I play. So are the other games that I play? I play a lot of games. I play a lot of different type of things. Honestly, is it shading time? It might be shading time. Wait, no, it's not. I remembered the bit here that I wanted to fix. There's a little bit of red up here, that I should adjust. That I should hit, because it looks weird because it's yellow currently on the shield here. There we go. Nice, a little better. It's a tiny detail. Teeny tiny little detail that no one would have given a shit about. But I would know. Where am I? I would know. Okie dokie. Well, no, I can't shade because that's gonna be wet. And I wanted, so the axes have runes. I don't know, you can't really see it on the camera. But the axes have little runes in here. I don't know how I'm gonna do that because I have enough of a shake in my hands that it's gonna be very difficult, and they're very teeny tiny little runes. At best, I might need to get like an even smaller brush than this quadruple 0. Just because they're very little. But I want to do that after I shade because they're supposed to kind of glow, right? So I'm going to take some red, kind of like do a little bit of layering over top of everything. So I'm going to start with white and put it in the runes. I'll take a little bit of red and kind of go over that, and then take white again to go in there and make it look like they're actually glowing. I'm not good at OSL, object source lighting. I need to fix you as well. I just realized. There's a little bit of red on the back of that parchment there. Would the skeleton horde be enough to cover it? Probably not. There we go. Retail counts. I just remember everything about judging you. I'm judging myself. Trust me. It's very much the kind of thing where it's like, man, when I was doing my Age of Sigmar League, right? It was a whole thing of like, we want you to make sure that everything is painted by the end of this. Like, by the end of this, we want you to have a full table-ready 2,000 point army. I was the only one who had like 1,000 points painted. I was the only one who put in the effort into it. Do you like squares? More of a triangle guy. We haven't picked up Shikanoko-tan. We haven't picked up my friend Noko-tan. Again, we stopped watching it because I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Try painting the runes to your breathing takes that the rest of you breathe. That's when your body's the silk skin. You can try painting the runes when you're breathing. Take a little rest whenever you breathe. That's when your body's. Oh, really? So like breathing in or breathing out? So like because I know like excuse me. Like, I hold my breath, like, honestly. But I know, like, if you hold it too long, then it starts to shake because your body's trying to, like, breathe, idiot. Interesting. I never knew that. I think I was also going to hit this, and I'm very stupid. I am very stupid. There's another parchment here that I should have hit earlier on. Never mind, we're not going to be doing any shading tonight because we're getting close to the end of the stream. But next week will be shading. That's when we're going to hit this like just an absolute truck of shading and highlighting. Because Okay, yeah, this parchment here is also very dark. It doesn't actually look like parchment, it just looks like a weird shit hanging off of him. So I don't have to do too much touch up. Okay. How freaking hot my room is right now. My office is so hot and I hate it. There we go. Yeah, now you can see that strip of white there. That's another parchment piece that did not look recognizable as a parchment piece. I don't know. Basically the point when you start to exhale and oh, interesting. I never knew that. So it's like you breathe in, and then when you start to exhale is when you commit to it. That's why none of my guard have eyes, because I'm shaky enough, and like, I was like, you know what? Does it look good from like 2 feet out? Good enough. Here's the trick. Unless you're like trying to paint for like an award or something like that, does it look good from 4 feet when you're sitting at a table, or like from 2 feet, 3 feet away? Does it look good from that distance? You're probably good to go. Because that's what most people are just going to be looking at, is your model from, them standing at a table. So, if it looks good from that distance, you're probably good to go. Wow, how did I get brown on my thumb? Whatever. Is there anything else I can do with you? Because that needs to dry now. I don't think so. Everything else is like pretty okay. Yeah, I just need to hit that again with Skeleton White, or with Skeleton Horde. And then after that, like I said, we move on to shading, highlighting, dry brushing. I don't know what I'm gonna do for shading for the cape. BT dubs. I don't know how I want to shade the flames. I was thinking about just taking some good old nun oil to the whole bastard, but I'm afraid it's gonna look a little shit on this bright colored cape. It'll look fantastic on the metal and like all these other little detailed bits, but on the cape, not convinced. Don't think that's gonna work how I want it to. Really, I got the cape. Thank you, non-binary. I am very, very happy with how that cape turned out. I didn't do the inside cape, but I think that's gonna just be my recurring like thing. The inside cape is gonna be just Blood Angels Red, but the outside cape is gonna have that flame look to it. Also, Pan, welcome to stream. Hope you have a lovely Thursday. Hope you're doing all right. We're just kind of finishing up here. With some final thoughts as I'm gonna move forward and maybe get some Skeleton Horde on this before I call it for the night. And then good if you learn to set your standards low enough. Exactly. 100%. There are actually bits on my skeletons I need to touch up. Got ibuprofen? Well, I'm glad you have it for if you need it, but I'm sorry you have to use it. Whenever I have to take ibuprofen, it's not a fun time. But like there's like bits on actually hang on, I have the paint. I have it now. I can fix it right now, actually. There's bits of his spear that have chipped off because I haven't actually sealed any of these models, which I really need to. I'm here. I can just do it. No, guys, damn it. I'm sorry to hear that. I think I used a different metal color for this, but I don't care. Iron Warriors is good enough. And just like that, I fixed the chipping on my skeleton spear. I don't even know if I've done Nuln Oil on this guy, honestly. I don't even know if I've done that, now that I think about it. So you're looking really cool. Thanks, awesome. Glad you like it. I am actually very happy with how it turned out. This guy went through... the concept of my Stormcast has gone through several iterations. Because at first I wanted to do a more cool color scheme. But then I realized, oh, what else has a cool color scheme? My Gravelords do. Cool as in the color tone, so more blues, kind of cold, cooler colors kind of a thing, right? I wanted to do blues, I wanted to do more of those kinds of things here. I was mad because they switched the Stormcast official color scheme from gold and blue to like steel and blue, and so then I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do something a little bit different with that. Then it shifted into a warmer color scheme as I talked about it with my wife, who has an art degree, so she knows better. It shifted into doing kind of more warm colors and having a brighter armor color rather than a dark iron color. Originally, I wanted to do a dark iron with a deep blue, originally, for my Stormcast. So this sort of dark iron color for the chest plate on the skeleton here, and then a darker blue than what the blue is here for like the details, the cape, the pauldrons, things like that. And then talking it through, I was like, well, I already have a very cool toned death army. What if I made, talking out with my wife, I went with more warm colors kind of a thing. And so that's how we kind of transitioned to doing flames, which is ironic, or maybe coincidental, because I also want to paint my Space Marines as salamanders. So I'm just gonna have two flame-themed armies. But I'm very, very happy with how this turned out, honestly. I wasn't sure about doing freehand flames on the cape, if I thought it looked a little too edgy kind of a thing. It might be a little edgy, but honestly, I dig it. I am a big fan of flames as like a print on the capes, on the cloaks. I think it's very fun. It's very corny, but I do love it. Glad on the picture though. Why do you like hats, Austin? It'd be very funny to have a bunch of just various hats on them kind of thing. That would be very funny though, to be fair. I've seen some people, I played against another guy when I was into Sigmar League who was also playing Gravelords. He took some of his skeletons and he put their heads backwards, because why not? Do you like watercolor? I haven't used watercolor in a very long time. It is my wife's preferred medium as an artist though. She loves watercolor. So like she used that a lot, especially because she did stage design when we were in college. She majored in technical theater. I majored in performance for theater. Though I ended up getting into like lighting design, in like the technical lesson and things like that. We don't have COD zombies. That's fair. Have a good one, Captain. Thanks for stopping by. Take care of yourself. Have a good night. But so she would do her elevations and her like set design in watercolor. That was her preferred method of designing sets for stage, for the theater. So she's very big on watercolor. She loves doing watercolor type things. So I've seen it, in my many years we've been together at this point. Yeah, so, I mean, I appreciate watercolor. I've never used it to any great extent. I did some scene painting, and that's basically watercolor at scale. But yeah, pretty fun. Thoughts on any other elements or palettes? I want to do a very earthen tone. So here's the thing. I main Soulblight Gravelords. This is my main army for Age of Sigmar. I have my Stormcast because we bought the Skaven Tide, but the Stormcast aren't, like, they're like 4th or 5th in my, like, if I was gonna make another full army for Age of Sigmar. My second pick are honestly probably the Lumineth Realm Lords, which are basically the elves of Age of Sigmar's fantasy setting. And I want to do them in a very earthen tone. Greens, browns, very natural kind of colors. Very reminiscent of, like, Lord of the Rings. Like the Wood Elves of Lord of the Rings. So very, very dark kind of greens, browns, earthen tones kind of a thing. I love earthen tone type things, especially for kind of a high fantasy thing like that. On the flip side of that, and I'm torn when I start my own Lumineth Realm Lords army, when I get into it, eventually, I still have to paint a shitload of skeletons. I say a shitload, it's like 20. But then I also have the horses, then I have my zombie dragon, It's a whole thing. But anyway, on the flip side of that, I really, really, really want to do a like bright cherry blossom color scheme for my Luminous Realm Lords as well. So a lot of white, a lot of pink, very bright color kind of a thing. And I'm torn on which one I'd want to do if/when I get into starting my Luminous Realm Lords army. Lord of the Rings or Weeb. It's just one or the other. Other than that, God, it's hard to say. Like the ghostly green that they use for like the Night Haunt's official color scheme is very, very cool. I'm very into that as well. I almost did Night Haunt over Soulblight Gravelords, because I like ghosts also. Like I like skeletons, I love ghosts. But I ended up going with Gravelords because there was the skeletons and werewolves and vampires and zombies, and it hit like the whole monster menagerie kind of a thing, rather than just ghosts. So that's why I went with Gravelords over Night Haunt in the end. Even though the Night Haunt have the Death Coach, I don't know what it is. It's the coolest model in the entire freaking game, though, in my opinion. It would look so cool, especially because they're very elegant. There's a lot of round, a lot of very like high elven like elements to the Luminous Realm Lords. It looks so cool. But I also really like the idea of doing a Lord of the Rings themed sort of elf force. Cyber's only picking figure up is not edgy. In fact, it might be edgy. Nope, that's fair. It's not. We're not playing chaos. There's spikes all over the place. My wife was putting together her Skaven, and they're just stabby little fuckers. So like she had like her fingers were like red and raw from trying to put them together. But even like these guys, like they've got these spiky bits, and they've got some rough parts to them. My fingers are very red by the time I'm done putting together a load of models. As Fashion Designers do, whenever you can't decide between concepts, we can do a grading between those concepts. Boy, doing a Lord of the Rings to Japanese cherry blossom is definitely a gradient. There's a bit of a difference. Oh, you ever had paranormal experience? I asked every streamer. I mean, maybe, potentially. I told this story a while ago when I was playing Dredge, where I might have seen a shadow person. That was fun. It was my 13th birthday, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I saw a shadow person step out of a bathroom, and then like vanish, like literally like frame to frame. Like if real life was like frames, frame to frame, literally 1 second it was there, it stepped out of the bathroom and it vanished. So there's that. It's hard to say. It's very hard to say if I've had any like real paranormal. I want to. I love like paranormal investigation type stuff. I'm the most annoying skeptic on the planet because I will rationalize every single paranormal experience I have as like, well, but what if it's this? What if it's that? But I want to believe in ghosts. Like, I'm the most annoying, I guess, believer, not skeptic. I'm the most annoying believer on the planet because I want to believe in ghosts and spirits and things like that. But then as soon as something like that happens, I go, but did it though? But there's like the shadow person. I was doing a paranormal investigation in my friend's house, which I don't know why we were. My friend was convinced his house was haunted. And even though his house was newly built, no one had lived in the house before him. There was nothing weird about the ground it was built on, so it wasn't like a cemetery or anything like that. But he was convinced his house was haunted. Maybe it was like an object, or maybe, I don't know. But we were recording in the middle of the night, and like the way I was sitting, and I was filming at like the chair. I was sitting on the floor. My friend was sitting on the floor in front of me. There was another chair to my right, which one of my other friends was sitting in, and then another chair to our left, which another friend was sitting in. But the chair behind my one friend that I was facing was a rocking chair, and it made this groaning noise, this creaky noise when it got rocked back and forth. And I was filming, and we were listening to an EVP. We had a fucking audio recorder, and we were listening back to it to see if we heard anything. And the chair went like someone had pulled it back slowly and then let it go. I'm pretty sure one of them did it, if I'm perfectly honest. The way my friend was sitting, his back was to it. He could have been him, and he'd been playing it off. It could have been my friend in the other chair who was close enough to like maybe have put his foot over there and everything, but he was sitting like with his arms down. It's hard to say. My other friend was too far away to have touched it. My friend, whose house it was, did have a dog, and he might have, like, rubbed up against it, but he was asleep in the other room. There's a lot of things that it's hard to say. I was on the other side of the room. It's a very small room, mind you, but I don't know. So there's that. I had a toy XR, like from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, chase me down a hallway that turned down the hallway at me. That one was pretty fun. We were playing with it. We were trying to put it together. I had a friend over, and we were kind of just playing with it. And I remember they had a button in the middle that you press in to make a noise. He pressed it, and he dropped it. It only had one leg on it. So this robot... Okay, so if you've seen XR, he's basically a tube, right? And this one, he had like 3 things that could come off of his back, like little like laser guns. That didn't do anything, they're just plastic bits. And his legs could come off. Well, he only had one leg on. He landed on that one leg and balanced there, which shouldn't have been possible because it was very much like he needs both legs to stand, because otherwise he would just tip off to one leg. He landed on one leg and started approaching my friend on granted a laminate floor. That it started coming towards him. My friend left the room, I left the room, and I ran down the hallway. My hallway that I ran to, same hallway I saw the shadow person in, actually. If we were coming out of the room, it turned to the left, went maybe 5 feet, and then turned to the right and went about probably 15 feet to the stairs. We lived in my grandparents' basement at this time. Went to the stairs and went up. Now, so it had to go from a laminate floor, and there's like that metal strip that goes up onto carpet, right? It went up the metal strip onto the first carpet, turned left, went down the 5 or so feet down the first part of the hallway, and got up onto a different carpet that didn't have any metal strip kind of thing. It was just a raw, like, rug kind of a thing, like a carpet cut that had like that frayed edges kind of a thing. Went up onto that, and at this point, I got halfway up the stairs and I looked back away from my friend, who was stumbling down the hallway at this point. I didn't see it get up onto the carpet. But so it went towards him, the first carpet, turned left, went down the 5 or so feet. I saw it come around the bend and turn right, like get up onto the carpet, turn right, and start coming towards the stairs. And then it got maybe about a third of the way towards the stairs, and then it fell over. At this point, my friend had scrambled up the stairs. I had grabbed him and basically pulled him up the stairs. And I turned back to watch it go, topple. Because it only had one leg. That's a weird one. That one I don't have much of an explanation for. That's one I haven't been able to rationalize, because I watched that motherfucker turn and go down the hallway and then topple over as it should, because that's physics. That was weird. That one I don't have an explanation for. And we were like, what were we? Maybe like 11 or 12 at this point. Now, it might be kind of thinking, that was 20 or so years ago, maybe not quite 20 years ago. But my memory might be fading, it might not be correct and remembering that kind of a thing, but that one has stuck with me for a long time, because that one's, I don't know how that worked. I truly don't. It was a weird fucking situation. I would have also ran. I'm terrified of dolls as humanoid toys. It's a weird one. It was a weird one, that's for sure. My brother apparently also saw the Shadow Man at some points in that basement, because he would turn to my mom and be like, I don't know who the Shadow Man is, who the Shadow Person is. Yeah. The Shadow Man appeared in front of like 6 people. The thing is, alright, so here's the thing. I put up the clip of me telling the Shadow Person story originally. And I had several people be like, oh yeah, that's the Hat Man, that's the Hat Man, that's the Hat Man. And I know of the Hat Man. And I know like the Hat Man, he's not reserved to one hat kind of a thing, but like, I don't know if it was the Hat Man, if I'm perfectly honest. Everything I've read and heard and like listened to about the Hat Man is he has a very wide brimmed hat. The dude that I saw had like a bowler hat, not very wide brimmed at all. People have been saying it's the Hat Man, it's the Hat Man. I know of the Hat Man. Look, I'm fringe adjacent. I'm not full fringe, but I am fringe adjacent. I know of the Hat Man. But I don't know. I don't know if it's a Hat Man or not. Anyway, I've waited long enough. I'm gonna paint the skeleton horde. It's also technically past time in the stream, but you got me on my paranormal fucking fixation. He's also in my fucking backyard. That's fun. That's terrifying. As you live in when I was apparently like every 2 to 3 months. Oh, fun! Love that. As you say, Austin. Yes, actually, my paranormal experience, my most closely related, like one of my most vivid paranormal experiences regarded hats. Can you tell me about the Hat Man? So the Hat Man is a famous shadow person, shadow figure that people have claimed to see, of a pitch black man, like shape of a man, shape of a human, who wears a wide brimmed like hat, hence the Hat Man. But he's usually like the go-to like reference whenever people start talking about shadow people, because he's been seen around the world. He has been seen allegedly by like probably thousands of people the world over. He is like when you say shadow person, there's the Hat Man. Now there are non-hat person shadow people, but he is the most well known. He's often associated also with sleep paralysis, as is the Grinning Man. But yeah, he is the most famous and most well known and I guess well regarded shadow person. Some reports of the Shadow Man, or the Hat Man, excuse me, claim that he is benevolent. He's there to observe. He's there. People don't feel threatened by his presence. There are also reports where he is a malevolent figure. People don't feel safer in the Hat Man's presence. Now, those reports typically revolve around sleep paralysis, to my understanding, where people do not feel safe in the Hat Man's presence. But again, that's a side effect of sleep paralysis and the fear of everything like that kind of a thing. Did a whole dissertation on Shadow Men. Fair. I mean, there's a lot of lore around shadow people. Like I said, they're often associated with sleep paralysis and things like that. But they are... I'm not happy with that. I want more on there. More. But yeah, that's the Hat Man kind of thing. Have you seen the Hat Man? Honestly, like, that's the thing, is if you've seen a shadow person, there is a good chance you probably saw the Hat Man, because allegedly he's the big one. He's the big shadow person that people see. I get pissed off. I'm like scared of it anymore. That's fair. Just because of the presentation. Wish I'm that hash gets getting some. But yeah, no. Another fun one, though maybe moderately less known, and not a shadow person, potentially an alien, is the Grinning Man. Grinning Man's another very fun, cryptid-esque, potentially alien person. But he's also very fun. Also weirdly maybe benevolent, but also maybe malevolent kind of a thing. Very interesting. I didn't like toys that made noise when I was a kid. I was afraid toys that made any sound. That's fair. I mean, honestly, some of the noises they make are very much like just meant to grab attention, and they're not great. I was laying in my bed and I saw Tom about 8 feet with a wide brim hat just stroll through my room, walk back out, and do that about 5 times, then disappear. Huh. I mean, yeah. The Hat Man is also supposed to be very, very tall. So you probably, actually, yeah, if you saw a pitch black shape of a humanoid shape with a wide brimmed hat, probably the Hat Man. Allegedly. Again, this is why I'm annoying. I might have seen a shadow person, objectively. And I'm like, but did I though? But did I though? Anyway, I'm gonna call it a stream there. I'm having fun. Yeah, here's the thing. Alright, here's the thing. I fucking love cryptids and ghosts and like paranormal shit like this. So y'all got me on a tangent now. It's like when you got me talking about anime like 3 weeks ago. Like, I will stop what I'm doing so I can talk about cryptids and ghosts and aliens and, and shadow people and the paranormal. I love this shit. To the point where I almost started a podcast about cryptids. Fucking love that shit. I got blessed against the paranormal. I haven't experienced, I have any dreams about dead relatives, even though everyone in my family has. I have dreams regularly about my dead relatives. particularly my grandfather and my grandmother, who I grew up with. Mostly my grandfather, but my grandfather was also a huge worrier. So at a certain point, I'm not super spiritual or anything like that. At a certain point, it's like, oh, of course my grandfather would be worried about me, right? But yeah, this is definitely one of like my long running interests. I've been into paranormal stuff for a long ass time. Am I an expert on anything? No, but I know a little bit about a lot. I think when I was doing research for my podcast, when I was going to do it, I was looking into the Missouri monster, Momo, another Bigfoot-esque kind of a creature. The Grafton monster, which is very, very interesting. The Grafton monster is a fascinating story of, like, overwork and towns kind of going crazy because of a monster sighting. Very interesting story. I was looking into knot deer, which knot deer don't exist, I don't think. Now, granted, apparently anyone in Appalachia would tell me otherwise, but apparently this started as a Tumblr post kind of a thing. It doesn't, like, there's no, like, historical records of the knot deer, which is just basically short for not a deer. Like, you look at something and you go, that's not a deer. That's what that is. That's all that means. But the knot deer, I don't think actually exists, in my personal opinion. I think it's just deer do weird shit sometimes. And chronic wasting disease is a huge fucking problem, especially in the East, in Appalachia. Rugged bullet with animals are like, sometimes I get into a fist fight, just fight some ghosts, just punch some ghosts. Oh. I understand some of my experiences. Possibly later, bruh. I think I'm gonna stop the stream here, because otherwise I will talk for like the next hour, and I need to go to bed because I have to work in the morning. But we are officially at a point where I can shade and then highlight and do everything for this Reclusian. What a hell of a way to end the stream. Just pivot into paranormal and cryptids and shit real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream here. We made some decent progress on my Reclusian. Let me see if I can get a quick zoom in so you can see the little fella in all his glory. We'll see if my camera cooperates. It doesn't like to. There we go. There we go. Yeah, look at him. Yeah, we've got him going, kind of a thing. Ghost hunting squad can't kill ghosts. Just the ghost spare. Let me see if I can spin him real quick, so you can get a better look at the shield and the cape. Like I said, we'll do the shade next week, and we'll start doing some highlight and some dry brushing afterwards. And then base him? Well, we'll probably do some seal. We'll do a varnish on him, seal him up, and then base him, and he'll be good to go. We might finish next week, actually. At this point, straight fire. Thank you. Is that a fire pun? But yeah. I'm gonna call this here, because otherwise I will just keep yapping about the paranormal. Trust me, I will. That'd be a fun, maybe that'd be a fun stream at some point. Do like a full, like, paranormal talk show kind of a thing. I would love to pick up that again, but anyway. I'm going to call it there, just so I can actually get some sleep. But thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by and hanging out. I wonder if this is supposed to be the bottom, actually. Now that I think about it. No, this is supposed to be the top. Never mind. Anyway, we're gonna call it October's coming. You know what? That's fair, Pam. That is completely fair. You know what? Not a bad point. Maybe we'll just have a straight just chatting stream where I talk about cryptids and the paranormal that I have interests in. Because I love it. I do love it, and I want to talk about it because it's very fun. Twitch, I'm gonna see if I can find somebody to raid, and see if we can find anybody out there. Be here next stream? Hell yeah. Speaking of that, I guess next stream we're gonna be doing Saturday will be 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be playing Cult of the Lamb. And then next Tuesday, we'll be back in BioShock, getting through Arcadia. And then next Thursday, we'll be back to painting and maybe finishing the Reclusian? Maybe? Not 100% on that. Not 100% on that, if I'm perfectly honest. But we might make it there. I'm learning text. You're learning text to fight ghosts. It's a fight ghost toast. Damn, I missed a plot. Yeah, we made it through Neptune's Bounty, and we got through to Arcadia. And we're having a great time with the Houdini Splicers. But yeah, so that's the schedule. Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, Cult of the Lamb. Next Tuesday, more BioShock. Next Thursday, more painting, maybe finishing the Reclusian. And then we're in October, actually. We're in spooky season. Honestly, I might put painting the Reclusian on hold, even if I don't finish next Thursday, just so we can start playing some sort of spooky type games kind of a thing. I kind of want to get, I'm on observation duty. We'll probably continue BioShock, just because it's kind of a thing. And again, maybe we'll do a just chatting paranormal sesh. That'd be kind of fun. But anyway, Twitch, let me find somebody to raid for y'all. I can't throw hands with the ghost, I'm scared of them. That's fair. I'm a huge coward as well. Let's see. Who do we want to raid? Oh, Twitch is recommending a whole mess of Warhammer people. Weirdly, actually, just because I was doing Warhammer, I guess. Huh, that's kind of funny. I didn't realize I did that. Let me see. Okay. Same category? No. Following. Oh boy, who do we want to raid? I gotta figure out who I want to raid. We could just raid Sin. He's just doing Nightingale, which is a He's supposed to fight ghosts, fair. He's playing Nightingale, which is like a Fae kind of themed survival kind of game. Maybe we'll raid Sin again. We've raided Sin a couple of times, but I don't really got anybody else. Sin might be finishing up, actually. Yeah, I think actually he's finishing up. Never mind. Fuck. Oh, who do we raid? Who do we raid? Kick him in the jaw. It actually is Ricky. Is Ricky streaming? Ricky T Bones? Search and filter. Hang on. Ricky T Bones. Fuck, I don't think Ricky's streaming anymore. Anyway, yeah, sorry. I'm rambling trying to find a thing. Great toast. Sippies for everybody. Everybody take a sip. Get a drink. Fuck me. I got nobody else who's on. Fuck. Yeah, we got a Pokemon water bottle. I think we just won't raid. I don't got anybody else to raid out, unfortunately. I need to fix that. The thing is, I stream so late and everything like that. It's a bit of an issue. I think we just won't raid because I don't got anybody else really. So never mind, Twitch. You get to, I guess, just go to bed. I need to get more people to raid on these late nights, but I don't. Yeah, that's a whole other rant. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Y'all have a good night, good time of day, whatever it be for you. No, I'm playing Yakuza? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, good luck with your Yakuza toast. Anybody else who's hanging out, hope y'all have a good Thursday evening, whatever time of day it be for you. Hell, it might be Friday for some of you at this point. But everybody, have a good night, and I will hope to see you in the future. Bye, everybody. What was it, a little heart thing? There we go, look at that. Night, everybody. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye now.